Got a story where Shaq spends $1,000 on pedicures because his feet are ugly and stinky.
Are they stinky if he's spending all that money on pedicures?
He's 7'11".
Yeah. How big are his feet?
Yeah, so his feet are gigantic.
Huge.
The lovely and talented tiny feet, Whitney Reynolds.
7.5, thank you.
Tiny
is
foot.
here. Executive producer, host, chief inspiration officer for the nationally syndicated, done right here in Chicago, Whitney Reynolds Show.
Oh, I love that intro. Could you do that for my show? I
Sure.
love
You
it.
probably could.
Yeah.
Now, here's the deal. Mother's Day is coming up. Nobody wants to screw this up. We're giving you plenty of advance warning because you're here to help us not do that.
Right, exactly. Mother's Day is coming up, and it always sneaks up on me, but not on my husband because I start giving him my wish list
hints.
like way ahead of time. Yeah, he should be listening right now. So just like for all the dads out there, it's coming up very soon. And we have so many amazing women, speaking of which, on this new season of the show.
I'm looking at a list
And
right
I'm
here.
giving my little plug right there because they are amazing. We are mid-season here in Chicago with the Whitney Reynolds Show, but we launch this Saturday around the nation at the same time. Now that is a game changer for our show. Jane, your eyes got so big.
What does that mean
It starts
exactly?
this Saturday,
Because
right?
it's like
Yes.
worldwide,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, yes. So this is so incredible. So as you know, or if people are new to our show, we launched it 12 years ago with this vision of being the household name of hope when it comes to talk shows and television, really digging deep. We went national in 2021 with syndication through NIDA.
Yep.
Well, when you do that, PBS stations around the nation can choose to plug you when they want to.
Right.
And we've been very fortunate. Lakeshore here has done primetime, LA. They've been really good to us. However, last year, World Channel, which is a PBS secondary channel, picked us up around the nation at the same time. And so our new season kicks off this Saturday at 11:30 EST.
And more eyeballs than ever.
More than ever. I know. I'm so happy.
Every Saturday at 10:30
10:30 our
Central.
time. Yeah, you
we
can watch
just
it.
go to PBS and we can see you.
World
All
Channel.
right,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah,
Well,
exactly.
well,
I'm so excited.
What do we need to get Mom?
Well, okay, so now we're back to gifts. I gotta focus here because
And I want to
it's
hear about
really
your
important.
inspiring moms too. And your mom is coming to town.
She really is. I know. It's all coming up. So I would say the best thing you can do, and this is going to sound corny, is like the kids' things that they make are truly my biggest treasures.
Sure.
And it can be anything. Like I wouldn't recommend, I tried to make a candle out of a wine bottle the other day. I like ordered the kit on Amazon. It actually almost shattered in all of our faces. So I wouldn't recommend like some of the more dangerous homemade gifts, but like the little hands that can be placemats are perfect.
Or maybe
You'll
some
cherish
fabric
forever.
paint on the
Yeah,
hands
and
and put it on a T-shirt.
Absolutely.
And you save it forever. It'll make you cry.
Yes.
And then the kid will look at it later in life and go, oh, I made this for my mom.
Exactly. And it's an
Great.
easy thing you can do.
What about a homemade card? Let's talk about that.
Homemade cards, poetry is like my thing. I was like a rhyming little 7-year-old when I was my kid's age. I look back and I'm like, guys, you got to get your rhymes together. So a poem is really the best when it
Are you
comes to
talking
cards.
about there once was a mom from Nantucket, that kind of poem, or
Yes,
something else?
or just like roses are red, violets
violets
are
are
blue.
blue.
My mom's the cutest.
I love you.
I love. Look at you, Jay. See, you were probably a really amazing 7-year-old card writer.
I made all the cards until I was probably like 27.
I
So,
can
yes.
still see you do that.
Oh,
I
I'd love
kind
to
of
make
want
cards.
a
She
new
does.
Jane card.
I'll make you a
she
card.
does. She
In
does
fact,
that
I'm going to make
exactly.
everybody a card.
All of us have known our moms most of our lives.
You have not.
What about that doesn't necessarily apply to me. What about the mom that's hard to buy for, and even after all these years, you don't know?
Well, going back to you can't go wrong with the homemade gift. However, one of my favorite stores is Target. Like you just can walk around any aisle, guys,
Something
and there
will
is
pop.
something there. Oh yeah, absolutely. A candle, a wreath, you got it. You know, maybe even some yoga pants.
Our program manager, Stephanie, she lives at Target. It's her favorite store ever. So after this
dangerous.
segment, I'm going to walk you over to her and you guys can talk Target. I want to talk about some of the special moms that are on the show. Are they all in one show or just throughout the season?
Actually, we just released the embargo for next week's show, and Janine Jackson, she's an Evanston resident. She just comes to mind when I think about mom. She's been on this journey to find like her true family. Her brother had her do a DNA test and never knew. She thought she might look a little different than her brothers, but never really dug into it until this DNA test. She took it and found out that actually she was adopted. And her journey, she wrote a book. It's truly amazing. And she explains it in this garden form. I don't want to give too much of the interview away because it is one of those interviews that impacted me on so many levels when you think about the word mom, because she does honor her adopted mom in the interview. And you can see that, but she also honors her roots.
Steve?
20 years ago, I met my birth mom.
Oh, my goodness.
My adoptive parents both passed in the 90s, did a search, and I've been fired 10 times. I've worked all over the country, from New York to L.A. to Miami. Been here for most of 30 years. Found her here working the gift shop at Children's Hospital. And by the way, working, I mean setting up to rob it. No, not working. No, she was the manager. And and I have 2 sisters and 2 tremendous nieces and a brother-in-law, and Christmas is really expensive.
What was that like for you after all those years? And how did you track her down? Was it one of the DNA tests?
Private investigator.
Really? I love private investigators. We've had them on the show before. It is great. I always get a little kind of weirded out because I'm like, okay, am I really who I think I am? And they're like, yes, Whitney, you check out.
I was sort of this is 2003.
Wasn't your birth father, too, working nearby, and he had a suspicion it was you?
My birth father, by all accounts, thought it was me and listened to the show. They were both fans.
Goodness, I'll be darned.
And my mother heard me talking about when I was born and realized that it was, in fact, me.
Hang on, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to email my producer because I need you on my show. That's amazing.
I was just going to say Steve could be on your show.
Yes.
Yeah, because one of the things I like about what you do is that core mission of finding positive, finding hope, finding inspiration. And I was towards the end of needle in a haystack searches. Now spit in a test tube. And you're going to find out maybe stuff you don't want to know.
Right.
But as long as you honor the fact that adoptions are a good thing and they're done in almost all cases for the right reasons, and you approach it that way, you're fine. And this is what I always say to parents who are adoptive parents. You're mom and dad.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean the people that birthed you aren't mom and dad, but you and your love raised this child. So never doubt that you're not, because I hate the phrase real parents.
Right.
Your real parents are the people that raised you.
My mom actually adopted my foster brothers. And so we know this story very firsthand. My parents welcomed 2 young boys, Jalen and Cash, into their home. We had graduated. I was actually in Chicago at the time. And they said, we have this home and let's see what we can do. And believe it or not, on my 30th birthday, so 8 years ago, they got the call saying they are now officially up for adoption. And they had 13 total brothers and sisters, and they were all adopted by their foster parents. And they all get together, and it's the cutest thing. I know. And the boys love to come to Chicago.
Right next door on WLS-FM, our friend Kim Burke, part of the Kim and Dave Morning Show, she had a beautiful little girl fostered, and she is finishing the adoption now.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's a miracle. It really are.
And Whitney Reynolds, what I love, another thing before we restate when we can watch your show, you bring us every week value-inspired programming. There is not enough of it. You're bringing hope. You're bringing light. You give us
plenty
something.
of bad news. We need the good news.
And this is what I love. And I go from the top to the bottom, telling every TV producer ever, let's get some value-inspired programming. So thank you.
Oh, well, thank you for saying that, because that's the mission we're on. As we've grown over the years, you reevaluate what the goal is. And the goal is to be the household name of hope when it comes to television. So how do we do that? We need people to recognize these stories do matter and spread the word, because we all have those moments in our life where we can either get angry, frustrated, or move the dial forward for people that will go after us in similar positions.
That's a pretty good mission statement right there. Can you hang around a second?
Oh, yeah.
All right. More coming up with Whitney, and we'll tell you where you can watch and make your friends watch, and, that's doing the right thing. Whitney Reynolds is here. You could answer this question of the day as well. What's your special party trick? Anybody jump in on staff?
I used to be able to do the worm.
Oh, nice.
Bet you didn't expect that one.
Really?
Yeah, you can probably still do it.
No, my little sister still can. I kind of did a belly flop at my last wedding. Yeah. Not my last wedding, but the last wedding I attended. Yeah.
But you're tiny and delightful. You could worm it anytime you want.
Got to stretch better. Something. Okay. I'll report back next time I'm on. I'll work on this.
And what was yours?
So my arms are double jointed. So if I put my arms out straight and I jump up and down, I can flap them like bird wings.
I see it right now.
Yeah, see that?
Shane, that's incredible.
Yeah. It's also disturbing.
Please put that on your Instagram later. And watch it for hours.
I just know when to leave.
Oh, what a cool party trick, Joey.
Backflip. Only done it once, and that's all I needed to do.
That's good. I hope somebody recorded.
Yeah. I did. So I just refer to that instead of actually doing the flip. I just
take a look at the video. Miranda?
I guess singing. None of my friends really know that I sing, so.
You got a great voice, and you always poo-poo it. You should sing more, not less.
Ha, 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 ha.
All right, now you're way out of control.
That is not singing.
Tom?
I guess impressions of my dad, who had a Scottish accent.
Yeah, and anytime you can do a Scottish accent for bits, it's funny.
You're good at that,
Me, it's limited. I can do a squirrel.
Oh, that's good.
And also... That's pretty much it.
But that's at New Year's when you pop the cork and get excited. Can I tell you what Kurt, my husband, can do? He can do a headstand. So he'll be at a party and he'll take a picture and he'll do a headstand really quick, but for 1 second. But if you get it in a photo, it looks like he's standing on his head.
Wow.
I know.
We could all go on the road.
Here's the thing.
It's like a circus.
With a very lame variety show.
You can do some stand-up. It'll be fine.
Kurt is a former underpants model. I'm not surprised at his talents.
Yes. He
I'm
can
saying.
do everything.
At 8:54, Whitney Reynolds, host of The Whitney Reynolds Show, again, PBS on Saturday night. What time?
It's Saturday at 10:30 in the morning, Chicago time, 11:30 EST on World Channel. We launch our new season.
All right, and
That's
search
amazing.
it online where?
You can find us online at WhitneyReynolds.com. And you know one thing I
And the
love?
links are right there?
Yeah, but you could even just search Whitney Reynolds. So however you want to digest us, whether that's on social media or you want to stream us, it all comes up by just a simple search, folks. Amazing what 2024 has brought us.
You secured that name early on.
Oh, you know it.
And by the way, follow Whitney on Instagram and all of her social media at Whitney_Reynolds.
We love having you here.
I love being here. It's a good vibe in here. Yeah,
Well, we
it's
do what we
good.
can.